Praise the Lord. Hi everybody, welcome you all to this next session on definite integrals. Dear students, today we are going to do some special problems. The concept goes like this: properties of definite integrals. Now the small advice what I am going to give you is, please bear attention on these properties because your 6 marker questions would be on the proof of these properties along with the question. Okay, there are 4 questions, 4 properties which might be asked in your examination. Okay, so along with the proof of the property, they'll ask you one question, so that would be a 6 marker question. Okay, hope you are ready and also excited to go to the 6 marker question from this chapter. Okay, another 6 marker question would be from the chapter of linear programming. Okay, in the chapter LPP, that is linear programming problem. One question either from 49A or 50A would be from the properties of definite integrals along with the question. The other one would be on solving the graph. Okay, ಪ್ರೀತಿಯ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳೇ, ನಮ್ಮ ಇಂದಿನ ಸೆಷನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟೀಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ ಇಂಟಿಗ್ರಲ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ನ ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ 6 ಮಾರ್ಕರ್ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿರುವಂಥ 4 ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟೀಸ್ ಯಾವ್ಯಾವು ಅಂತ ಮುಂದೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. 4 ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟೀಸ್ನ ಪ್ರೂಫ್ ಅಲಾಂಗ್ ವಿತ್ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಸೊ 6 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಆರಾಮಾಗಿ 6 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ತಗೋಬೋದು. ಓಕೆ, right. So the properties of definite integrals, I'll just rush through the properties and then we can go into the proofs of it. Okay, P naught, though you take it as a property, it is a property but not a property, just like a joker it is. Okay, so that is integral from a to b f of x dx is same as integral from a to b f of t dt. That is, if you have any other variable, maybe f of t or f of theta, you can directly take on the variable x. Okay, that is the property P naught, and you need not label this property as P naught, but it is one of the property, right? Next, integral from a to b f of x dx. Okay, integral from a to b f of x dx is, if you change the lower limit and the upper limit, then the integral takes the negative sign. So that is, a to b f of x dx is minus of b to a f of x dx. Okay, so using these properties, you can always say that if you are integrating from a point to point itself, that is, it would be 0. Okay, integral from a to a f of x dx would be 0. Now moving on to the next property, this property you have problems on this. Okay, a to b f of x dx. Now consider there are I have to go from a to b, but I have to go from c. So what I can do it is, sometimes it is just like traveling. You can take a direct bus from a to b, or else go from a to c and then c to b. Okay, so integral a to b f of x dx is a to c f of x dx plus c to b f of x dx. It's a very basic property. We can prove it later. Now this is a very important property which can be asked in your examination. Integral from a to b f of x dx is same as integral from a to b. Remember, f of a plus b minus x dx means sum of the two limits minus x dx. Is it clear? So integral from a to b f of x dx is integral from a to b f of a plus b minus x dx. Okay, now P4 goes like this. Now this is the advanced format of P3. Okay, P4 is the special property of P3, because if you put a is equal to 0 and b is equal to a, this property will reduce to this. That is, integral from 0 to a f of x dx is integral from 0 to a. So limits does not change. The value would not change if you take f of a minus x dx. Very important property this is. You would be having a lot of questions on this property, which is P4. Okay, now next property is P5. We have P5, P6, P7. Probably we are going to deal most of the properties with proof in the next session. Okay, so we will directly go on to the proof of these properties one by one, and I will tell you which are the important questions for 6 markers. Okay, are you ready? Right. Now let us prove this property P naught, where I have a to b f of x dx can be either treated as a to b f of t dt. Okay, now for coming to the proof part of this, it's a very basic proof. Okay, you can easily prove this. Now consider the RHS. Every time you need not consider the LHS. Okay, you can consider RHS and show the LHS, or you can consider the left hand side and show the right hand side. Now RHS what I have is, it is integral from a to b f of t dt. Okay, so I am considering the RHS. Now I am going to make some substitution. Okay, the substitution goes like this. So if I put t is nothing but x. So if I put t as x, then we know differentiating with respect to x, we get dt by dx is nothing but this is 1, or else therefore dt would be dx. Now remember, this is a definite integral. So when you substitute things, you have to substitute the limits also. So when x is equal to a, t will be a as it is. Okay, similarly when x is equal to b, if you put x is equal to b, t will be b. That means there is no change in the limits. This need not happen for all the questions. Okay, remember. So this would be equal to, now remember, your a to b will be treated as back a to b as it is. Okay. Now f of, now as I will replace t by x, so this becomes f of x, and this is nothing but dt becomes dx. Okay, this is purely by using the substitution, and we know this is nothing but your LHS. Your left hand side is integral from a to b f of x dx. Okay, this is a very trivial proof. This proof will not be asked in the examination, but remember, this is required to prove the other properties also. Okay, while we are using the proof for the other properties, we will use this property there. Okay, so I hope you understood the proof of this property P naught. Now we'll go on to the next property. So moving on to the next proof, I have to prove integral from a to b f of x dx is same as minus of integral from a to b, integral from b to a f of x dx. Okay, now we know that, let me prove this. Okay, this is also a very basic proof. Okay, proof, we know that, what do we know? Integral from a to b f of x dx can be taken as, it is the, if you integrate f of x, you get another function x within the limits a to b. So if you substitute, you would actually get f of b minus f of a. Okay, so this is my LHS. Is it clear? So LHS, I have got it as f of b minus f of a. Okay, is it clear? Now therefore look here, LHS is nothing but integral from a to b f of x dx. Okay, so this can be written as, look here, f of b minus f of a, isn't it? So I have f of b minus f of a. Now if I exchange this, if I have to write f of a minus f of b, remember I have to take minus common outside, so that the equality will not be affected. So if you write back, so minus of f of a this would be, and minus of minus would be plus f of b. Okay, don't get confused. I am considering the LHS, which is a to b f of x dx, and we have already seen that nothing but f of b minus f of a. So if I take minus common, so f of b minus f of a can be written as f of a minus f of b. Now according to the same rule, I can write this as minus of, this is nothing but integral of f of x dx between the limits. Remember, the upper limit would be a and the lower limit would be b. Okay, so I started with a to b f of x dx, I got it as minus b to a f of x dx, started with LHS, and I got my RH. Yes, okay, and I can say hence proved. Okay, so these properties are useful for the proof of the other properties. Okay, these properties would not be asked in the examination, so need not worry. There are also no questions related to these properties. Okay, right, shall we move on to the next property? So the next property we are going to prove now is the P2, which is integral from a to b f of x dx can be written as integral from a to c f of x dx plus integral from c to b f of x dx. As I told you already, if I have to reach from a to b, I can directly go from a to b as it is, or else I can go from a to c and then go from c to b. Okay, so we're going to find the proof of this property. So I've taken down what I am supposed to prove. A to b f of x dx is equal to a to c f of x dx plus c to b f of x dx. Okay, now look here, my LHS is nothing but integral from a to b f of x dx. Okay, so this, as we all know, can be treated as f of x within the limits a to b. Okay, so this, if I substitute my limits, I'll get f of b minus f of a. This is my LHS. Let me consider it as equation 1. Okay, very simple one. Now if I go to find out what is the right hand side, so RHS I have is integral from a to c f of x dx plus integral from c to b f of x dx. Okay, so this is nothing but when you integrate small function of x, you let me consider you get another function f of x within the limit a to c. Okay, plus similarly here you will get f of x within the limit c to b. Okay, so look here, this is nothing but if you substitute the limit, you will get f of c minus f of a. Okay, plus similarly here I will get f of b minus f of c just by substituting my limits. Okay, now let me remove the brackets and see what I am going to get here. So this is nothing but f of c minus f of a plus f of b minus f of c. Okay, now you can see here there are two terms with with opposite signs, plus f of c and minus f of c. You can cancel plus and minus terms. So I am left over with minus f of a plus f of b, or I can call it as f of b minus f of a. Okay, now actually f of b minus f of a, look here, I have LHS, I got it as f of b minus f of a, and I considered RHS, even that it landed with f of b minus f of a. Okay, so you can say from equations 1 and 2, okay, from equations 1 and 2 we have, you can write integral from a to b f of x dx can be written as integral from a to c f of x dx plus integral from c to b f of x dx. Okay, so this is the proof part of this. You can say hence proved. So proof part is very simple. There are chances of this property being asked in your examination along with the problems, but until now he has not asked this property even once for 6 marker questions. Okay, so the questions which can be asked on this property are as follows. So these are the properties of problems which can be asked along with this property if it is asked for the examination. But as a good news, this question has never been asked until now, but I hope even this is not asked even for the year June 2021. Okay, but there are no rules that it should not be asked. Okay, the problem is minus 1 to 2 modulus of x cube minus x dx. The other one is minus 5 to 5 modulus of x plus 2 dx. The third one is 2 to 8 modulus of x minus 5 dx, and the fourth one is modulus 0 to 4 modulus of x minus 1 dx. Okay, so let us prove 1 or 2 questions on this of these and move on to the next property. Okay, because the next property is most important than the other ones. Now look at the question. I have integral of minus 5 to 5 modulus of x plus 2 dx. Okay, now we know the definition of a modulus function. I hope you all know that the definition of a modulus function is, modulus function would be x if x is greater than or equal to 0, it would be minus of x if x is less than 0, isn't it? So using this property, you can write this modulus of x plus 2. Similarly, modulus of x plus 2 would be minus of x plus 2. Remember, it would be minus of x plus 2 for what values? If you use any values from minus 5 to 2, which is minus 2, from minus 5 to minus 2. Is it clear? If you use any values for x, the term will be negative. So negative of negative will give me positive. Okay, but this becomes plus x plus 2 for all the values from minus 2 to 5. Okay, so now as I told you, we can use the property here. The property we proved just now. So if I want the limits from minus 5 to 5, now I'll split the limits from minus 5 to minus 2 and then minus 2 to 5. Okay, see how I'm going to write. Therefore, integral of minus 5 to 5 modulus of x plus 2 dx. This can be written as I told you, you will get it as, you will split it as modulus of minus 5 to minus 2 modulus of x plus 2 dx plus interval of minus 2 to 5, the function is x plus 2 dx. Okay, so I have split the function. Now this is nothing but, as I have told you, for the values from minus 5 to minus 2, the function is negative. So I will use the minus sign outside. So it is minus outside, minus 5 to minus 2, the function would be x plus 2 dx. Okay, so now from minus 2 to 5 it is positive. So it is plus integral from minus 2 to 5, okay, x plus 2 dx. Remember, the modulus sign is taken out now. Okay, so this is nothing but, now I am going to just integrate and apply the limits. So this is nothing but, now what is integral of x? We know integral of x is x square by 2 plus integral of 2 is 2x. So this is integrated within the limits minus 5 to minus 2. Okay, remember, I have a minus for this, right? Plus again similarly, integral of x is x square by 2 plus integral of x is 2x within the limits minus 2 to 5, right? Now let us apply the limits. This is nothing but, as I told you, you have a minus here. So let me keep this minus outside. Now this is half of, let me keep this half. If you put the upper limit is minus 2 square. Minus 2 square would be 4 minus 5 square. Minus 5 square would be plus 25. Okay, plus 2 into the upper limit is minus 2 minus the lower limit is minus 5. So minus 5 minus of minus will become plus 5. So I have applied the limits for the first part. Okay, similarly plus, now again I have x square by 2, so I will keep 1 by 2 outside. Apply the limits, 5 square would be 25 minus 2 square would be 4. Okay, right, plus 2 is a constant. Now apply the upper limit. Now upper limit would be x is 5 minus the lower limit is minus of, actually it is minus 2, this becomes plus 2. Please be very careful when you are applying the limits. Okay, see what happens. This is nothing but minus of, let me keep it outside, this is 1 by 2 into 4 minus 25 is, we know it is minus 21. Okay, plus, now this is 2 into, we know it is 5 minus 2, that is 3. Is it clear? Right, plus again it is half into 25 minus 4 would be 21. Okay, next plus 2 into 5 plus 2 is 7. Okay, now apply the limits. Now this is nothing but, now minus into minus would be plus, this would be 21 by 2. Okay, now plus into minus is minus, 3 2s would be 6. Okay, similarly plus 1 into 21, so it would be 21 by 2, right, plus 2 7s would be 14. Okay, right, basic simplification this is. Please be very careful. This is nothing but 21 by 2 plus 21 by 2. Similarly, it is nothing but actually 2 times of 21 by 2, and minus 6 plus 14 would be plus 8. Okay, this is nothing but 14 minus 6, it would be 8. This is nothing but 2 times is cancelled, you will get 21 plus 8, this is nothing but 29. Okay, so along with the proof of the property, this question can be asked for, and along the both of the property and the problem will give you 6 marks. Okay, right. Now let us try one more question similar to it, which belongs to the property P2. Okay, so I have integral from 2 to 8 modulus of x minus 5 dx. Okay, so as I told you, this modulus of x minus 5, take it as modulus of x minus 5 would be negative, that is I will take it as negative of x minus 5 when if x lies between, that is if it is from 0 to 8. Okay, the limit of this question is 0 to 8. Okay, so for this question, for 0 to 5, if you put remember, if you put x0, actually you will get minus 5, so minus of minus should give me plus. Remember, this is a modulus function. So for all the values from 0 to 5, the function is taken as negative of the function, and for all the values greater than 5, that is 5 is less than or equal to x less than or equal to 8. Is it clear? So from minus 5 to 8, the function would be positive x minus 5. Okay, so I have already split it, and see how I am going to solve. Therefore, integral from 0 to 8 modulus of x minus 5 dx is nothing but, splitting the integral, you will get 0 to 5 modulus of x minus 5 dx plus 5 to 8 modulus of x minus 5 dx. Okay, so see what happens now. This is nothing but, as I told you, from 0 to 5 the value will be negative, so I will keep this negative outside. 0 to 5, this becomes x minus 5 dx. So modulus sign is taken out, plus from 5 to 8 the function is positive, so we will get 5 to 8, it is x minus 5 dx, similar to the previous question this is. So this is nothing but minus, now let me integrate. Integral of x is x square divided by 2 minus integral of 5 is 5x. We know these are basic integrals within the limit 0 to 5. Okay, plus similarly integral of x is x squared by 2 minus integral of 5 is 5x within the limit 5 to 8. Okay, right. Let us apply the limits now. This is nothing but, so I have a minus sign, keep it outside. Okay, half I have, let me keep it outside because this 1 by 2 does not affect the limits. So it is 5 square, so 5 square is 25 minus 0, okay, minus 5 into, so it is 5, just x it is, so it is 5 minus upper limit minus lower limit, so 5 minus 0. Okay, similarly plus again x square by 2, so I will keep 1 by 2 outside. If you take x square, that is 8 square, 8 square is 8 8 is 64 minus 5 square, lower limit is 5, so 5 square is 25, okay, minus 5 into, the upper limit for x is 8 minus the lower limit for is 5 as it is, and we have to simplify now. Okay, right. So this is nothing but, I have a minus sign, let it be. Now 25 minus 0 is 25, so 25 divided by 2 minus, so this is 5 into, simply 5 minus 0, that is 5, okay, plus now 64 minus 25, you can use basic calculators which is allowed. This would be 39 divided by 2, okay. So 64 minus 25 is 39, and since I have 1 by 2 there, it is by 2 minus 5 into, what is 8 minus 5? 8 minus 5 would be 3, okay. So this is nothing but, let us simplify. Now I will use this minus outside, so it is minus of 25 by 2, minus of minus becomes plus, 5 5s is 25, okay, plus I have 39 by 2 minus 5 3s are 15. Okay, so let us group this. I have 39 by 2 minus 25 by 2. Okay, I'll group these two terms plus 25 minus 15. Okay, so this is nothing but, since the denominator is same here, this would be 2 and 39 minus 25 plus, we know 25 minus 15 is 10. Okay, so this is nothing but 39 minus 25 would be 14, isn't it? So it is 14 divided by 2 plus 10. Okay, so 14 by 2 is nothing but 7, and 7 plus 10 as it is. So final answer for this would be 17. Okay, so remember, if they ask you the property P2, so along with this property you might ask any one of these question, or maybe the other two also. But luckily they were not asked this question even once in your examination. Okay, so I think it's you know the process of solving the problems related to this. Now we will move on to the next proof, which is the very important proof P3. Okay, so this question will be asked in your examination because it has already been asked 3 times, this property along with a problem. Okay, now friends, we are going to move on to the property P3, that is, remember, integral from a to b f of x dx is nothing but integral from a to b f of a plus b minus x dx. Okay, this property has been asked 3 times and there are chances of that this property can be asked once again. Okay, the proof of this part, this proof is very simple. Now let me consider the LHS. Okay, so the LHS we have here is, LHS is integral from a to b f of a plus b minus x dx. Okay, so this is the LHS I have. So I have considered the LHS, and this proof I am going to use the substitution method. Okay, let me put whatever this a plus b minus x as t. Okay, so I'll put a plus b minus x as t. Therefore, remember, a is a constant, b is a constant, so derivative of minus x is minus 1. This is if you differentiate with respect to x. Okay, therefore you will get, if you cross multiply, dx would be minus of dt. Okay, so since I have taken the substitution, I have to change the limits also. Remember, when x is equal to what? The lower limit here is a. So if you put x is equal to a, remember you will get plus a minus a, which gets cancels. You will get t is equal to b. Okay. Now similarly, when the limit is x is equal to b plus b minus b gets cancels, your t would be a. Okay. So this part is purely substitution. Make sure you do it, you keep it aside. Okay. Now see what happens to the integral. This is nothing but, remember, I have minus dt, so I will keep this minus outside. Integral from, please be very careful. Now the limit was from a to b, so the limit will change from b to a. Okay, b to a, f of, remember, your a plus b minus x is purely t dt. Okay, right. So this is nothing but, now remember, I have minus of limit from b to a. So by using the property P1, isn't it? We have the property, if you use a property P1, so minus of b to a will turn to a to b. Okay, so this will become a to b. I have changed the upper and lower limits. A to b f of t dt. Is it clear? This is by P1. Okay, I have used the property P1 here. Now this is nothing but, again, I have a variable here, f of t. Remember, integral a to b f of t can be written as, just directly change the variable. This can be written as integral from a to b f of x dx. This is by using p naught. Okay, now look at here, a to b f of x dx is nothing but my LHS. I am very sorry, I have considered the RHS here. So RHS was integral from a to b f of a plus b minus x dx. I have considered my RHS and I have got the LHS back. Therefore, I can write integral from a to b f of x dx is nothing but integral from a to b f of a plus b minus x dx. Is it clear? So this is the proof, very simple proof this is, but if they give you this time, you can easily find the proof of this. You can prove this easily, and now we have a problem related to this. So the problem related to this question is, and hence evaluate integral from pi by 6 to pi by 3 dx divided by root of tan x plus 1, and this this is the integral along with this proof. Remember, along with this proof, this is the only question which you have in your textbook. So with this proof, this is the only question which has been asked for 3 times for 6 marks. So July 2014, 2015, 2019. So for the 3 years, he asked the same this proof along with this question itself. Okay, so now we are going to prove this question, so that if you are thorough with one property and one question, for lucky part here is with this property you have just one question which can be asked in the examination. Okay, so we'll go to the proof of or finding the solution using this property for this question. Okay, are we ready? Right, let us start the proof. So let me consider the given integral which I am supposed to find out the answer. Let I is equal to integral from pi by 6 to pi by 3 dx divided by root of tan x plus 1. Okay, now I am going to use some trigonometry part here. So limit does not change pi by 3 to pi by 6 dx divided by, we know tan x is nothing but sin x divided by cos x plus, and this plus 1 is as it is. Okay, so if you split up, you are going to get pi by 6 to pi by 3 dx divided by, I will get root of sin x plus, if you take the LCM, you will get root of cos x whole divided by root of cos x. This is by splitting up the limits, we know this root of a divided by b can be written as root a by root b. So root of sin x by cos x can be written as root sin x by root cos x, and you can directly take the LCM, you will get root sin x plus root cos x divided by root cos x. Okay, I hope you don't have any confusion in this step. Okay, now we also have a divided by b by c is nothing but c into a, that is ac divided by b. That means this root of cos x will come to the numerator. Okay, see what happens, it is a very easy proof this is. So this can be written as integral from pi by 6 to pi by 3, I have root of cos x, as I told you it comes to the numerator, root of cos x into dx divided by, I have root of sin x plus root of cos x. Okay, remember this is nothing but my integral I. Okay, so I am going to consider this integral as equation 1. Okay, until now I have not used the property, I have just made some arrangement. Okay, now by using the property, which property? The property we just proved now, that is P3. Now I is nothing but, remember, your pi by 6 to pi by 3 limits does not change, your x can be replaced as a plus b minus x. Okay, please be very careful. So this can be written as root of cos of a plus b, so that is pi by 3 plus pi by 6 minus x divided by, same thing for all the terms, root of sin of pi by 3 plus pi by 6 minus x plus root of, this is cos of pi by 3 plus pi by 6 minus x. Okay, very simple proof this is, please be very careful. This is nothing but integral from pi by 6 to pi by 3. Okay, so I will get root of, remember pi by 6 is what? Basic angle, is a standard angle 60 degrees, and pi by 6 is nothing but 30. So 60 plus 30 is nothing but 90, isn't it? So I will write cos of 90 minus x. So this will turn to cos of 90 minus x, here I have to write dx, divided by, similarly here I can write it as sine of pi by 2 minus x plus root of, this is cos of pi by 2 minus x, because 60 plus 30 is 90. Now this is nothing but integral dx. Okay, so integral from pi by 6 to pi by 3. Keep this numerator. Now remember root of, now cos of 90 minus theta. What is the cos of 90 minus theta? We know when you take cos of 90 minus theta, we can write it as sin theta, or sine of 90 minus theta can be written as cos theta. So root of cos of 90 minus x becomes root sin x. Similarly here I will get sine of 90 minus x would be cos x plus root of, again cos of 90 minus x would be sin x. Okay, so this is again my I. Okay, look here, in integral, in the first equation I have, in the first equation I have denominator is root of sin x plus cos x. In the second equation also I have denominator is root of sin x plus cos x. Okay, adding equation 1 and 2 we get. Okay, so left hand side I have I plus I. So I plus I, that is integral plus integral is nothing but integral from pi by 6 to pi by 3. Remember the denominator is same, which I can write it as root of sin x plus root of cos x. Okay, now from the first you can add any of this. Okay, so you have to add both the integrals, sorry, both the numerators. So this would be root of sin x from here plus root of cos x from the first equation dx. Now you can see that both the term it is same, it gets cancels, you will get integral from pi by 6 to pi by 3, it is purely dx. Okay, and left hand side is I plus I, that is nothing but 2I. Okay, so I got 2I is nothing but integral from pi by 6 to pi by 3 dx. So I have integral from pi by 6 to pi by 3 dx. We know integral of dx would be x. So this is integrated within the limits pi by 6 to pi by 3, and this is 2I. Okay, so this is nothing but apply the limits. So this would be pi by 3 minus pi by 6. So 2I is nothing but pi by 3 minus pi by 6. So 2I is nothing but, if you take the LCM, we know it is 2 pi minus pi. Okay, so it is pi minus, what is 2 pi minus pi? You will get pi by 6. So 2I is nothing but pi by 6. Therefore I would be pi by 6 divided by 2. So that would be nothing but pi divided by 12, and that would be the answer for the given integral. Okay, so as I told you, dear students, along with the property he will ask you one problem. So this question will give you 6 marks for your final examination. Okay, if you can practice this clearly, as I told you, along with this property P2, P3, this is the only question we have. So the proof part is very simple, as we have just proved it. The proof part is very simple, a very small proof. Along with that, one question which be asked for 6 marks. If you can practice this, you can easily solve it. Okay, right students? So we have almost proved P0, P1, P2 and P3 in this session. Now I am going to wind up this session here, and I have another 4 properties there, out of which this property 5, that is P5, will not be asked in the examination. So the next 3 properties, P4, P6 and P7, are the most important properties which has been asked for 6 marks major number of times. Okay, right. So we are going to see those properties and the problems related to it in the next sessions. Okay, so we are going to wind up this session here. ಪ್ರೀತಿಯ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳೇ, ನಮ್ಮ ಇಂದಿನ ಸೆಷನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು P0, P1, P2 ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ P3 ಈ 4 ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟೀಸ್ನ ಪ್ರೂಫ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಂತಹ ಕೆಲವು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಇವತ್ತು ಮಾಡಿರುವಂಥ ಸೆಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ P3 ಜೊತೆ ಇರುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ನ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಕಲೀರಿ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ ಜೊತೆ ನಿಮಗಿರೋದು ಒಂದೇ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ನು, ಕೇಳಿದರೆ ನೀವು ಆರಾಮಾಗಿ 6 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ತಗೋಬೋದು. ಓಕೆ, ಉಳಿದಿರುವಂಥ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟೀಸ್ನ ಪ್ರೂಫ್ ಮತ್ತು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ನ ಮುಂದಿನ ಸೆಷನಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡೋಣ. ಓಕೆ, Right, students, I hope you have enjoyed this session and also understood the concept of the properties of definite integrals. Okay, so we'll meet again in the next session with the continued part of this. Until then, take care and bye.